Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be watching Guardsman 2018 by Richard Boylan. Now, a few people out there have probably recognized the name Richard Boylan. This is the guy, or specifically the channel, and associated team, behind Hell's Reach. Not the audio book, or the actual short story, but the animation on YouTube, which is phenomenal. This is one of the guys who was hired by Games Workshop, based on how Hell's Reach went, to animate. I can English. Basically hired by Games Workshop to animate a new, I think it's called Crusade. It's going to be about the Blood Angels. It's a new animation, and I'm freaking out about that. And then there's this. Technically, this was part of the You Did This, but I saw this, and I'm just doing this one on its own. It's a short little clip. It's not even that long, but it's an original animation. Or actually, no, I think this actually might be live action by Richard Boylan, and it is just, I haven't even seen it yet, and I'm pre-geeked out because I really loved Hell's Reach. The cinematography in that and all the details that were important were amazing. The music choices were amazing. Everything about it was beautiful. And here we get what they do when they're doing Guardsman. I don't know what we're getting into, but if it's half as good as Hell's Reach, I'm looking forward to this. So you guys know the deal. Link below, original video. You've already hit up? Great. Let's get started. That's wrong now, because he was hired by them. Ooh, a Richard Boylan film. Interesting intro. Guardsman. I wonder why they put 2018 after it in one and not this. Maybe there's an updated version? Yep, British accent. Yep, live action. Oh, purple eyes. That's an interesting choice.
I'm here, sir.
You almost never see that. It has to be some kind of contact. Okay. He's in shock, and that is... I kind of wish they didn't have such a good budget, because that looks a little too freakish for me. Ooh, I don't do that well. I like how they made him look dirty and completely done. What? Oh, that's not good. Demon or Tyrannid? Oh, AK-47. But they did a little work on it, so it has a different type of weaponry look. Ooh. Yep. Looks like a las gun. And unfortunately, the flashlight probably did nothing. Yeah, that's a Tyrannid. Oh, God, that is painful to watch.
Xena scum.
It's still making sound. It's still alive. Keep shooting. Looks like a lictor. Oh, that's not good. Nope. Looks more like a termagant. Hormagant? I can never get those straight. And, of course, there's more. Take one down with a knife and die horribly.
Oh God, Emperor. Overseer of makes
The movie is basically watching his last moments. We know what happens. Oh, he's hot. He's actually pulling out the knife.
Grant me the strength to defeat thy enemies.
Not impossible, but...
to defeat the beast. From your grace.
I shall know no fear.
What? Dude, how are they gonna... Okay. Yeah. That is perfect. So it's like the mix of CGI, but also the armor they put in. And it's just dark enough where that actually doesn't stand out too badly. Pretty sure they used a mix of an actual person there in a few shots. Oh, dude. I love the lighting effect. Makes it actually feel much more in place.
Take up your
See, this looks more like a physical model as opposed to some that were more CGI.
The Emperor protects.
yes.
Isn't his gun broken?
Does.
You're gonna need a lot more than one. And that was Guardsman. It was so damn cool. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see what happened next. I wanted to see them get out. I wanted to see them fight and just... I like how they mixed in CGI and like some of the aspects of the Marine that were definitely CGI based. But then others were, especially right at the end where they were interacting more, where you could tell that was a person in honestly very good cosplay. Or I guess, would it count as makeup if it's full body? Whatever it was really good to see the physical construct there interacting with the character. But at the same time, having the switch out for some of the darker, more quick scenes that are CGI. I like that aspect because one, in the physical scenes, you get more of a sense of reality. One second, hit the light. And that actually works well because it's one of the things that actually is similar to what Lord of the Rings did, where they would go with models to make something look a little more physical because there's more physical imperfections that the eye notices and actually attributed more to reality. When you see a CGI thing, in any creation of it, usually, at first, you might not notice it, but every now and again, you notice how there's just a little too much perfection to it. It's a little too smooth, a little too clean. It is really damn hard to make something look dirty in CGI, to make it look chaotic enough, to make it look rugged enough that it can fool the eye. And when it does happen, and it is possible, it's really impressive and hard. You have to add so much detail to get the equivalent of what is just, like, hey, I got an arm, to a CGI arm. It's like, it's just much nicer, but it's also much more unrealistic because it's nicer. This one, though, mixed those well, so the parts where it was CGI were darker, flashing lights, things to distract from it. The cameras were also fighting against something that was also CGI, so it didn't actually distract so much. I love that interaction. That's just a really good usage there. And that they didn't go full CGI, which is something... A lot of things are just done that way because it's easier. That said, about the actual story, I thought, and this is something I should have remembered because I actually did look at the description and saw that there was a Space Marine in there. It's like, oh, maybe they got voices at the end. I wasn't expecting the guard to actually go and not die because... I mean, let's be completely honest here. How many times do you expect a story about a guardsman not to include a guardsman dying? Yeah, that's not normal. But still, like building it up, feeling the fact that he's going to be resolute, but at the same time accepting the fact he's going to die. He's praying to the freaking God Emperor. And then he actually has his prayer answered in the sense, that's the word, in the sense of a freaking Space Marine just having a big damn hero moment and getting in there kicking the butt of the freaking Tyranids. Oh man, you gotta just admit though, I'm not sure which one of them had the bigger balls at that point because as they portrayed it, the Space Marine is a badass because it's a Space Marine. But that guardsman shot until he killed a Tyranid, saw more approach, and the first thing he did was draw his knife. Holy crap. I love how they portrayed every 10 second of this. And if someone could beg him to do one more of it, like another one, the people who can most accurately beg him to do it right now would be Games Workshop because they've hired him for animation, which, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think he's just a damn good director who also happens to know how to pull together a really good animated bit. And damn if he can't do both. Games Workshop made the right choice hiring this guy. I mean, I knew it already with Hell's Reach, but this is a completely different medium than animation, and he made it work beautifully on something that, in all honesty, probably shouldn't have. Because giant monstrosities are usually done in two ways. Either they're kaiju, and it's a giant monster, in which case you have, rule of cool ignores a lot of stuff, or horror movies where you don't really see the enemy. And these, most of the Tyranids were heavily shrouded in shadow, which, again, harder to see, so you weren't really seeing, and some of the CGI aspects didn't look so over the top as noticeable because of the shadow they were in. And when they were in more stark focus, it was just flashes because of the electricity and the lights, and just a muzzle flash when the Space Marine was firing, and things like that make it more acceptable. But all of that was perfectly put together in such a way that it's just so damn good. I love the composition. I love what they did. I like the characterization. I'm still just coming back to the part that the only problem with this is that there's no more that I know of. Please tell me I'm wrong. And there's a link down below. Please, not just the link to the actual video, but if you can, in the comments, give me a link to more if there's more. Maybe there's a Guardsman 2019, Guardsman 2017, anything. I am not complaining. Basically, I'm hyped. I am so much the hype right now for Richard Boylan's next animation. I don't even care if it wouldn't be animation, it was a live action thing. I'd be hyped for that too. And I think deservedly so. Just, seriously, just go watch it again. There's probably a dozen things I missed because that was just so good. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.